Around 1 in 5 people in Britain live in social housing, and almost half are in housing association properties. The nation's housing officers have to deal with everyone from the homeless...
Tenant is my home.
I didn't grip her by the throat, I slapped her.
Are you telling me you assaulted somebody in the street?
Yes, I am.
OK. You're high risk, aren't you? That's my issue.
To kids on the rampage...
Ultimately, you could lose your home over his behaviour. If she won't deal with the problem, then we have no other alternative but to progress it.
And the elderly on the move.
Well, I never thought of having to move. Oh, that's all right, that's understandable, it is.
Housing officers say they can judge a home by the state of its garden. While most tenants take pride in their gardens, some just don't seem to care. In Ashton-under-Lyne, east of Manchester, they've created an initiative to encourage tenants to take care of their gardens. An annual housing association garden competition.
I'm not a gardener as such. I just put things in and just grow.
That should be a red rose, but it's turned out pink.
It'd be really great if we did win something, but apart from that, as long as I'm happy with my garden, you know, I'm quite happy with that.
Joyce Smith has been working on her garden for more than 20 years. This year, she has entered the garden competition for the first time.
I really like to just keep on top of everything and keep it nice. We try to keep it as well as we can.
Eric Simcox is entering this year's Best Communal Garden category.
Then I started digging and carried on and carried on and carried on. This is the result, really, you know. I mean, a lot of people can't do it, and I just like helping them, that's all. Well, if we did win anything, it'd be fantastic, you know. I think everyone would be chuffed to hell with it, and what we ever get, if we get anything, it'll be spent on soil and bits for the garden. We'll share it out between the lot of us. It'll be nice.
The Housing Association's chief judges are Gordon Clayton and David Griffin.
There's like a decking area at the back, isn't there?
It's a really good way of recognising the amount of effort that some of our tenants put into the gardens. The way that's been maintained, it's fantastic.
Shame they didn't take the clothes off the washing line.
This year has seen a record number of entries. Gordon and David are tasked with drawing up a shortlist.
I'm always looking for something that sets a garden aside from the one next door, looking for little interesting features. They don't need to be grand designs, it's just showing a little bit more flair than perhaps other people have. I don't think so.
The annual garden competition looks set to be more creative than ever.
Hey, wow.
Sheep and goats and Shrek.
It's certainly different, isn't it?
In the Lancashire Hills, housing manager Patrick Collins and his team allocate homes to prospective new tenants. Who gets them all comes down to need. In the waiting room to see Pat is Catherine Smith, who is desperate for a new home.
Headline news. We have a lady on here, Catherine, whose tenant is my home. I'm blaming it all on Housing Pendle. It's obviously our fault, it will be.
Catherine Smith has come to the town hall because she can't understand why she's still on the waiting list.
About 18 months ago, I put in application here, and I know that they've had flats that they could have let me move, they could have let me have, you know, with separate entrances and that, but they've just not informed me that they've had these flats available.
Catherine is no stranger to Patrick, and he's aware of her difficult past.
Come on in. Let's see if we can make you any happier.
She's been evicted before by another housing association.
Some of the problems you've had recently, arrested for an offence on Slater Avenue when a 19-year-old attacked a 16-year-old, so she picked the only thing available, which was a golf club.
Yeah.
OK. That's new to me. I'm glad I've read it.
I didn't hit him with it.
OK.
I just let it fall.
but I did witness probably 3 weeks ago, as I was stood on under the flagpoles over the road.
Yes.
What,
An incident.
What did I witness?
You saw me slap her.
What with?
Me hand.
Okay, what did you do with the crutch?
My crutch was hanging off my arm.
Okay. So I
didn't go to hit her with the crutch.
Okay.
I slapped her. I didn't grip her by the throat, I slapped her.
Are you telling me you assaulted somebody in the street?
Yes, I am.
Okay. When you left here yesterday and you went down the ramp, you was then threatening somebody up the street, which I also witnessed. So there's 2 incidents in very close proximity, which caused me a little bit of concern.
That was somebody who owed me money that I needed.
Okay.
Because I have no money.
So we've got
and I'm hungry.
We've got incident out open door. We've got somebody going up the street. I've got a gang of lads in Colne who are looking to beat you up as well.
Yeah.
That's fine, but you're high risk, aren't you? That's my issue. Calico are another housing association, but they work in the borough of Burnley.
Yes.
Very good, great organisation.
Because that's where the woman who set me on fire lives.
Okay. So you don't want Burnley, you want Pendle area?
I want Colne.
No problem. The Colne's fine.
I am a Colne.
But I can't give you something I haven't got at the minute, OK?
You won't, you mean?
I didn't say that, did I? All right. We have a shortage of properties, lots and lots of people on the waiting list. But for the area she actually wants, she's got quite a lot of points, and points are given on need, so we rehouse on housing need. She's quite well placed points-wise for property in the area she wants, as long as it's suitable property. So hopefully not too long. But unfortunately, it is a waiting game. But it's a waiting game for 2,500 others I've got on my list.
In the Pennine town of Mosley, most of the social housing is run by a local housing association, not the council. The Waterton Lane estate has been in housing association hands for the last 9 years. Most of the residents on the estate behave, but a few troublesome children have been causing problems for everyone else. Sarah Chilton is the housing officer for the area. Today, she's on her way to issue a warning to a teenage boy.
I've received 3 separate complaints about a child at one of the houses on Waterton Lane and his behaviour. And basically entering residents' gardens, stealing belongings, garden ornaments, toys, some vehicle damage, snapping windscreen wipers off, and just general behaviour problems on the lane.
The main perpetrator seems to be the new boy on the estate, 13-year-old Sheldon. His family are still on a probationary tenancy, making it easier for the housing association to take back their home if they misbehave.
Right, OK. I mean, basically, Sheldon, I'm well aware that it's not just you that causes problems on here. I'm not just getting at you, OK? But you are being identified as one of the main people that are causing problems on the lane, OK? And because your mum's on a probationary tenancy, it's easier for us to take action against anything that's a problem from this property. You're aware that people's cars have been damaged, some fencing's been damaged, and there's some general noise from this property and disruption, yeah? Well, ultimately, that could affect your mum's tenancy, OK? So, you know, I imagine you quite like living here and you've made some friends by the sounds of it. So we need to make sure that you and your mum can continue to live here, OK? So, you know, judging what sort of complaints are coming through, I think if you're honest, it's quite difficult for you to control Sheldon's behaviour, isn't it?
Yeah, because he knows how to work me.
Right, so I think what we need to do is give you as much support as possible.
And he knows he's a lot stronger than me.
Right, OK.
If Sarah can't get Sheldon to improve his behaviour, then his family could lose their home. One of the people who has complained about the kids on the lane is Sheldon's neighbour, Leslie.
I've been out a couple of times to them, but they're just cheeky. They're all laughing at you, they don't take any notice. They all congregate, you know, on the side path, which is the other side of my path.
Yeah.
And they're shouting and swearing and throwing the balls at the wall, throwing stones at the door, climbing on my fence. They've broke my gate.
So you've asked them to move away, you've actually approached them about it, and they've just been quite, what'd you say, abusive? Is it? Yeah. Okay.
They let the dog out for a quick pee.
Yeah.
They're tormenting the dogs. Throw rubbish in my garden. I go out and I just throw it back over, and then when I go out again, they've thrown it back over.
Right, okay.
And a lady further up, she said, I've lived here 26 years and we've never had anything like this.
Yeah.
They're all sick of it.
Yeah. I can't promise it'll resolve overnight.
Oh, I know it won't.
I can't promise that, but I can assure you that we'll deal with it as quickly as possible, and you know, we'll keep on top of it, and we'll keep checking in with the complainants, see how things are going.
Although he has only lived on the lane for a matter of weeks, Sheldon has made quite an impression. His neighbour Gareth has seen both sides of him.
When Sheldon's naughty, I don't really like hanging around with him. But when he's good, I like hanging around with him.
Yeah, but I'm not naughty all the time.
No, he's not. I just don't want him to lose his house.
As with all new tenants, Sheldon's family are effectively on probation for the whole of their first year.
It's easier for us to take action against this tenancy. Ultimately, obviously, we don't want to it end up where we take possession of the property. But, you know, we'll try and put as much support in place as possible to help her maintain a tenancy. But ultimately, if we get further complaints and there's evidence there to back it up, then ultimately she could lose a tenancy over it.
In Lancashire, Patrick's tent-dwelling applicant is moving up the waiting list. As she is homeless and has health problems, Catherine Smith may soon be given a property, despite Patrick's reservations.
But Catherine's got history. She certainly has in the past, and even recently, and even evidenced by me, caused antisocial behaviour. I've seen her on a couple of occasions kicking off in the town centre, let's say. I think the issue for me is it's irrelevant whether I wanted to give her the property or not. She's entitled to the property. We have an allocation policy we follow. That's what the officers do. She gets the next offer, as long as she meets criteria. She does, she'll get the offer of the property. It is then down to her what she does after that.
Without a home to call her own, Catherine says she spent some of her time sleeping rough.
I've actually been on the streets for 18 months. But I've spent a couple of times just walking around town, you know, with dog and rucksack, just walking around all night. I've been in here for about a couple of weeks. Well, about a week, something like that, and it's disgusting. It stinks now. My tent's been stolen from where I put it, at the bottom of the street. I hid it behind some grass, and there's a group of thugs, young thugs, they call themselves TSR. It's techno something or other ravers. They're just a bunch of bullies, you know. They'll just have grabbed it and set it on fire. And as I say, I've had it up to here now.
David Traynor and Carolyn Moxley are two of Patrick's housing officers. Today, they are checking over a recently refurbished property to see if it might be suitable for Catherine.
Hey, this is all right. This is nice. It's just been on the refurb scheme as well. It's the kind of property that she's put down that she wants. She's actually even said that she's seen bungalows on this estate that are empty and they would be suitable for her. So we are trying to accommodate her needs. Sometimes you're reluctant to give somebody a tenancy because of the past issue, and they turn out to be model tenants. I just hope we're making the right decision, giving it benefit of doubt, and I'd hate to see this trashed.
In Ashton-under-Lyne, the garden competition judges have drawn up their shortlist. Today, they're visiting the selected gardens. Gordon and David are joined by two other judges who will cast a critical eye around the estates.
About 2.5 years ago, all this was like concrete slabs. There was no lawn or anything like this.
Hello.
As well as the prize for the top garden, there are several other awards. John Turner is in the best communal garden category.
This is my garden now.
Which this?
Yeah. Well, there are enough in here.
Good.
And all this here.
Have you planted all this up?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Keep you busy then, won't it?
Oh, yeah. Here I go. Lawn Ranger. I worked in Sussex on big estates.
Did you?
For gentry years and years ago, you know. I came back north, had my own business up here. You're the gardener, they call me.
Tucked away are hidden gems, gardens that have blossomed thanks to years of dedication. Joyce Smith is hoping her garden will impress the judges.
At the top of the garden, up that area, we've got a little circular piece, and I put the bricks so they're just shaped crown-wise like that.
Yeah.
So that's my crown, and then I thought, well, we'll have to cut the privets now in a different way. So we decided to do them like a castle wall. And seeing as we can't have a moat round the house, we put a pond in. Because I thought, well, that's the water for the moat.
Fran Palmer only has a tiny garden, but that hasn't stopped her entering the competition.
It's Mad Gran's garden, this. It's a magic one.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you go near the duck, it'll quack. If somebody walks past and it starts quacking, and I'm not being funny, if you go to the end, my gnome at the end makes a rude noise. Come on. Sorry.
So how long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've become very ill and depressed, and I was very bad-tempered. So everyone left me alone, and next minute I started gardening.
Well,
I took it out on the soil and dug holes and things like that, and it was better than shouting and bawling.
Yeah. It's certainly different, isn't it?
The animals have to go in the house just in case you get one idiot who decides...
Well, they will, won't they?
Yeah, they will. And I don't really want to start cementing them down because I like to move them. Because the children think they're real. They're magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm quite chuffed. You made me day now, even though I did fall downstairs this morning.
On the Waterton Lane estate in Mosley, complaints about Sheldon are getting more serious. Sarah is having to issue an official warning in conjunction with the local police.
He caused antisocial behaviour up at the youth base, was climbing on the roof, doing things on the roof. And therefore, we involved tenancy enforcement officers, and they've drawn up an acceptable behavioural contract, which Sheldon and Mum have signed to say that he'll behave in a certain manner, basically. And if he breaches this, then it will probably mean a referral down to our tenancy enforcement section for some further action on that. So I'm unsure whether he'll listen to this or not. We'll have to see.
For Sheldon's mum, Lindsay, the future in her new home is uncertain.
Got to be here for the next 6 months, or I'll lose my house. I think he knows what he's done, and he's trying to put himself right.
With the behavioural contract in place, Sheldon's neighbours should be getting some peace and quiet. Sarah calls on Leslie, who made the initial complaints, to find out if Sheldon's been behaving himself. The flat is suspiciously quiet. Leslie has moved out.
To be honest, in all fairness to us, she hasn't really given us a great deal of time to resolve it. I mean, she only made the complaint, what, was it a month ago? And the incidents hadn't been going on too long before that. It is quite an extreme decision to make, but if that's the way she feels, that's her choice.
The former mill town of Nelson in Lancashire is one of the most deprived in the country. One area near the town centre is due for major regeneration. Every house will be gutted and partially rebuilt. Before work can start, everyone needs to be out. But there is one resident left, 79-year-old tenant June Dinsdale, and she doesn't want to leave. June's housing officer is Sandra Proctor.
Mrs Dinsdale doesn't really want to move. She's quite happy where she is. She's lived there for an awful long time, and I think she sees this as somebody pushing her out.
With builders waiting to get started, time is running out for June.
Hello, Hello, it's Sandra Proctor from Housing Pendle. about a dozen bolts on the door.
Sandra has to manage the move, but as June doesn't want to leave, it won't be easy.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hello. I need to come and have a chat with you about the house. I've got some more news. Have you got 5 minutes?
Yes, I will have.
June has lived in this house for 40 years and she has collected a lifetime of possessions.
You sit yourself down and we'll just have a 5-minute chat about your new about your new home.
Yes.
Because we're getting a bit nearer now.
Oh.
Do you want to sit down and I'll explain to you where we are?
I can't get interested for this, Sandra, really.
I know, but you know you've got to go. Now, I spoke to the lady from the council a couple of days ago, and the actual exchange of the contracts is going to happen in the next few weeks. Once that's happened, then obviously we've got to start packing up and we've got to get you moved.
One of the problems for Sandra is that June's house is overflowing with furniture and clothes. Sorting and packing them all will be a huge task.
I know you want to take most of your things with you, don't you?
I do,
Because you've had them for a long time.
Well, what I have is good.
Of course it is,
You see, it's not to throw away or anything like that.
I'm sure you'll be all right, and we'll do our best to make it as painless as we possibly can. All right? If you have a look round, you can see all the properties are boarded up. It's a mess. And she just needs to leave. She's really got to leave.
I've always liked this house, you know, and what you're comfortable in, that's it, isn't it? Well, I never thought of having to move. I never thought of that. That was the last thing that had come in my mind. You know.
It's the kitchen.
Oh, nice size. Nice size for a bungalow, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Lancashire, housing officer David Traynor is showing Catherine around the refurbished one-bedroom bungalow to see if she wants to take it.
Shower. Oh, yeah, that's brilliant.
But before any official paperwork is drawn up, David lays down the law.
But I have to be honest with you and upfront. You have been evicted twice, I think it is, in the past from different properties. Am I right with that?
Well, my last property I left due to being bullied.
You are being given a chance with Housing Pendle.
Yes.
But your situation will be monitored closely.
Right.
And if we have to take into account the neighbours in the area,
yes.
Obviously there's a lot of elderly people.
Yes, I
some
understand
family
that.
houses across the road. So we will be watching you closely.
Yes.
And we hope you make a success of your tenancy. But if you don't, we will be going down the road of maybe Housing Pendle taking the property back.
Yeah,
if you
I
don't,
understand that.
If you don't live and act in line with your tenancy agreement, the conditions of your tenancy agreement.
It's been 6 weeks since Sheldon was issued with an acceptable behaviour contract. Housing officer Sarah Chilton's had complaints from her estate that kids have been messing around on an intercom system trying to get into a secure unit for the homeless. Sarah is worried that Sheldon may be up to his old tricks again.
It could actually be anybody, but we'll have a look to see if we can identify anybody. I hope it's somebody that I don't even know.
To help with security, many housing associations have been installing their own CCTV systems. If Sarah spots Sheldon, it will be a clear breach of his behavioural contract, taking his mum a step closer to losing her home.
All right, yeah, there you go. We can see quite clearly, really, this is the main entrance to the block where the complaints come from. And we can see a gang of kids outside. It's definitely raining. So that's why they've tried to get in. It's definitely Gareth, that one.
It isn't Sheldon, it's his mate Gareth.
That's where the bells are, that the intercom is there, so they would know, especially at Gareth's age, that that's not right to be stood at someone's door constantly ringing the bell trying to get in. It usually isn't Gareth, and usually it was Sheldon, but it seems to have changed round now. I've not heard a peep out of Sheldon, and then Gareth seems to be going a bit the other way now.
Sarah needs to talk to Gareth and his parents about his behaviour.
Right, mister, you know what I'm here for, yeah? OK, have you spoken to him about it?
Yeah, I him off night, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so you was there, weren't you, pressing the buttons? Why did you go up to the block?
Because it was raining.
Right, but why don't you just come home if it's raining? Why? The problem was that because you pressed all the intercom buttons on the homeless unit, you actually woke people's babies up and things like that, so the residents weren't very impressed. So that's why we got the complaints, OK? So, there's no reason for you to be up there, is there?
No.
And you don't know anybody in the block, do you? So there's absolutely no reason why you should have been there.
I grounded him yesterday for it.
Right. That's what your dad's told us, right? You just need to keep away from that block. Going back to why I'm here, you're not going to go back to the homeless unit now? No? Well, now you know that we can see you, don't you, off the cameras, so I'll know if you go back anyway. So you just need to stay away from that block, OK, because it is a secure unit and it's meant to be secure for the residents that live there. All right. Okie doke.
In Lancashire, 79-year-old June Dinsdale is still holding out, even though her housing association wanted to move.
Keep the home fires burning.
With builders ready to start work on the street, June needs to start packing. With no family to help, the local housing association have sent Denise in to get the process moving.
Turn the dark cloud inside out till the boys come home.
Obviously she don't want to move, she's lived here all her life. It's a room at a time really, because she's quite a nervous person and she don't like me here really. So...
June's long-time companion is Kenneth Sengolia.
He's wanted to die. It's got that much on his nerves. He's saying to me, I wish I were dead and dropped dead.
Why,
I said,
Kenneth?
He's here.
Well, I wish we were younger. Because I'm knocking on for 82 and she's 79.
That's what I'm saying, it all needs
We might be dead in a few months' time, so it's like taking us across for home, isn't it?
Mrs Dinsdale, what about all these under here? I've put your coats there.
You want to call me June?
June, is that better?
Well, it's not as abrupt, is it?
Right.
I feel a bit abrupt. You know, Mrs and Mrs. And I'm not Mrs, love, I'm Miss.
Right.
It's all right, I'm not bothered. I don't bother as long as they don't call me worse than that. Can't they? They can call you worse.
What, are these what you wear now?
No.
So these can be packed away?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, they can. Yes.
Some of these are beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, yes, those hats.
Where did you get that
one? I bought that.
Have you?
In Burnley I bought it. This is a bit of a difficult to... It's more Chinese, I think, aren't they? Made... Lovely. A different style. That's a nice coat, Denise.
Mm.
Yes.
Are you taking all these clothes, June?
It's like anything else, you don't know what to do you? Those are your socks, Kenneth. And the new ones as well.
We're getting there, aren't we? It's looking...
A bit better.
A bit better?
Yes. Yeah. It's a beggar, is this moving, isn't it? It's a beggar. Yeah. It makes me tense, you know. I'm not as good to deal with like as... Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're not on your own, are you? You've got help, haven't you?
Oh, yes, yes. But it was just feeling on them things. I just felt tensed at the back here and going down the back. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Yes, I think we've done enough today now. I feel as though I've had enough.
In Ashton-under-Lyne, the judges have trawled miles around their estates in search of the best garden. Now it's decision time.
No, she's 10 points behind.
It'd be nice to have some recognition, isn't it? Having said that, I'm not looking for it, not looking for praise and outline, but it's nice if you get it, isn't it?
They are poring over their score sheets, trying to decide who will triumph in each category and who will be overall champion gardener. Standards are high this year. The decision is not easy.
I don't like to see a bare garden. I like to see something there all the year round. And this is what I've tried to achieve.
Eventually, the decision is made.
Good. That's great. Yeah.
Our overall winner.
For the prize giving, Gordon is joined by the patron of the competition, Sue Engeldow. Their first presentation is for the best communal garden.
So, we're here today to tell you that you won a prize in the new Charter Garden competition.
Oh, brilliant.
For the best communal entry.
Oh, brilliant.
Well done, mate. Yeah.
What?
You won.
Oh, you lot as well.
No, it's all of you. Team effort.
Yeah, but I mean, he has right in that area, hasn't he?
He has.
When you come through that gate, it's a lovely view. Yeah. Well, we're pleased. What have we got? £100 each?
So, Sue would like to present you with your prize. I'm sure you'll be spending it on more gardening.
This gift voucher.
Really heartwarming. And if you come back next year, it'll be twice as good. Like bananas growing here and whatnot.
Come on, children.
In the best small garden category, Fran Palmer's unique garden stuck in the minds of the judges.
Go and sit on your bench.
Well, I've got some other news for you. You're not in the final, you've actually won this part of the competition for the best small garden.
I've won! Oh, I've won! Yay! We've won, kids! Oh, I can't believe it. I've never won anything in my life. Oh, he's fainted.
Oh, the shock.
The next award is the big one, the coveted Champion Gardener Award.
Well, what we've really come to tell you is you are our 2008 overall champion.
Oh, gosh.
You won the garden competition.
I don't
for the
believe
Charter.
that. Are you sure you're not joking?
No. Well
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't expect that. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Gosh, I don't believe that. I only do it for my own benefit, nobody else's. Can I give you a kiss? Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. That's so wonderful. I've never won anything like this in my life. Can't believe that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm shaking.
In Lancashire, the first snows of winter are falling. Today, June Dinsdale will say goodbye to the house she's lived in for 40 years.
Good morning. It's just started snowing again, but it's not that cold, believe it or not.
I think it's gone just a bit warmer.
It's gone a bit warmer. We'll shut the door to keep you as warm as we can.
Yes.
OK, have you got your fire on?
Yes, I have.
June's new house is literally around the corner, so her furniture is being carried by hand. All of it.
What about me taking my washer?
No, you have a brand new one over there. Brand spanking new, never been used.
I don't want a lot of buttons.
No, there won't be a lot of buttons. It's easier to use than that one.
Oh?
Yeah?
Down in there in a sec.
It's got too much. It's been too much for us. It would have been better if we could have done without it, because it's been a strain. I've hated it sometimes. Hated it. Hated my life with it. You know. I don't like to feel like that.
Does it say what's in them boxes? Living room, so if you just put them over there in that corner for now. Right, so you're all right then if we take these chairs down now?
I think we are,
And you need to put your coat on, so while we're down...
Have my raincoat
get your coats and everything you want. We'll only be a few minutes.
June spent half her life in these four walls, and now her old house is empty.
Sentimental things, memories, good ones.
Oh, that's all right. That's understandable. It is. It is, but you got a new start, and you know what we've just done for you as well? We've just cleared a whole nice path for you so you haven't got to walk through the snow. All right. Yeah, come on, give us a hug. Come on. Come on. Be right. Be okay. Hey? We're not just going to put you in and leave you, you know.
No.
You still got me for a while. Yeah? For your sins.
Oh.
You must have been very bad when you were young, were you?
No.
But you still got me. Right, are we ready?
Oh.
In Colne, Catherine is settling into her new home, and she seems to be keeping her head down.
I haven't won, I haven't lost. I think I've got what my rights give me. You know, human rights. I just think that I've got what was due.
She's 6 months into a tenancy, 6 months to go before she becomes an assured tenant. But even when she becomes an assured tenant, she's still got to behave. So it's not just 12 months and there you go. But I didn't think we'd get this far before she'd mucked a ticket, but she hasn't mucked it yet, and hopefully she doesn't before the 12 months are up.
It's been several months since Sheldon's family moved onto the Waterton Lane estate. Sarah has made an appointment to see them.
Don't worry, don't look so scared. I'm not coming to tell you off. All I've come for is basically to say that we've had no complaints for some time now, so we're looking to close our files on this address, basically. I spoke to the complainants, and although Sheldon's name's cropping up now and again still, being part of that particular gang, you know, that's been on the estate, I don't think... They're not actually naming Sheldon specifically, OK? So we're going to close it, OK, which means that we won't be taking any further action on your mum's tenancy at this stage, OK? But it doesn't mean that we can't reopen it in the future. All right, so just bear it in mind that if you are part of any problems on the estate, because I know they're still going on, you just need to do whatever you're doing now to stay out of it, OK? So whether it's you just walking away or whatever, then...
That's what you're doing, isn't it?
Well, that's what you need to keep doing.
You all right, Jake? Yeah.
After a considerable amount of anguish, months of persuasion and weeks of packing, June has moved.
I didn't think we'd get all this lot in. No, did I not? I said to him, I wonder if that's going in, I wonder if this is going in. I couldn't think it, you know, because they're only little rooms, aren't they?
Finally, June seems reconciled to her new home.
Some folk has to change after a certain length of time, haven't they?
Your deepest desires come at a price. Next on BBC One, Sleepy Town's made a deal with the devil, and it's payback time. Ed Harris stars in Needful Things.